Okay, so we've got our stream going on YouTube. If you're watching YouTube, please subscribe and hit the like button to the YouTube channel. Guys, YouTube, I say this frequently, YouTube's a really good way to go, man. It's so viral. I've got this nasty YouTube habit myself. I'm constantly watching YouTube, and I know the kids do. That and TikTok, which we're going to be talking about here soon, hopefully later this week or going into next week. But if you can get a YouTube channel going and you can do some live streams like this, just as a tip, and you can build a subscriber audience, the power of these channels to get you engagement is pretty amazing, for free, for the cost of it. I think for Inside Real Estate, I'm kind of going a little bit on a tangent here about this, but for Inside Real Estate, I think we've grown the channel from about 10,000 to 16,000 subscribers. It has to be in a few months. And all we did was start telling people taking our quick start course to subscribe, and we consistently do these webinars. But just a thought, food for thought in your real estate practice. Don't ignore these channels, and if you can get into a content creation habit and frequently either go live on YouTube or just point people to it by putting a link in your signature, in your updates, wherever you can, man, it really works. Anyway, that's just me thinking about YouTube because we just went live for the webinar. Welcome as always to the Next Level session. We do these Mondays through Thursdays, currently at 2 p.m. East. I try to have some kind of theme or topic to start out with, and then we go into some Q&A. So today, I had this idea. I was thinking about what to do, and I don't know where this popped in my head or why. Well, mostly because I've been thinking about, what do you do if you have buyers? What's the market like? You have buyers and you have this mismatch between buyers and sellers where there's no inventory, prices are high. There's a little bit of fear out there in the marketplace for anybody who pays attention to macroeconomics. Obviously, we all hear the news, but there's a little fear around mortgage interest rates coming up, which psychologically, if you probably have some buyers and investors in particular, regular working investors. Some people are starting to think, hey, maybe I'll sit this out. I had this idea to buy a house or to buy an investment property. Maybe I'll sit this one out for a while and see what happens. I don't know either way. And then I took this picture of my Great Dane yesterday. So I saw it on my phone earlier. I'm like, that's what I'll do. We'll talk about pets. The universe just made me want to do this topic, I guess. So what I like to talk about is this idea of going not only into rentals as a possible niche, a way to do transactions. All those things I just talked about, of course, are making it harder for people to do transactions and create, real estate transactions. If you don't have a healthy market with a match between buyers and sellers, things get tricky and you need to get creative. So this idea of doing rentals, but not just doing run-of-the-mill rentals. You need to be careful with rentals because it could attract, you could end up wasting a lot of time. But what about pet-friendly rentals? And I think years back, I did some stuff about this way back in the early 2010s. And remember it being something that I saw a few people go after a webinar that I did about this with some success. So I figured I'd share it with you guys if that's cool. So I'm going to just run through some bullet points, and I figured maybe we can start to do a little work around this live using KV Core and do some marketing around this idea just as kind of a demo today. That's good with everybody else. And if somebody could just chat and say, yeah, I can hear you and that sounds good, we'll keep going. So why might this be a viable niche? So one thought that I have is that lots of people who are at the home buying stage are naturally going to have pets, right? If you're out there in the market right now looking and frustrated because you can't find a house, you're getting outbid left and right, you're probably at a stage where you have pets. For a lot of people, the pets come right before the kids. So you might have pets and kids, right? The dog's usually the first step right after marriage or right before marriage. So this kind of offer to serve somebody around finding them a rental that accepts pets might be something that I don't want to say the right people, but people who are bound to buy a house inevitably in the next few years, something that is, describes their life. They need a place where their pet can live. Also, I don't have a bullet point here. We all know that a lot of landlords don't really want to accept pets. So it's kind of a problem. There's a mismatch there, a problem that needs to be solved. There's no inventory out there to buy, as I just said. With rates coming up, some of these buyers might be thinking of sitting on the sidelines. I kind of said that. They still need a place to live. And in a lot of markets, and I assume, I haven't seen this firsthand, but I'm assuming that fee rentals are becoming more of a thing. They have to be, right? What I mean by fee rental is, in the MLS, you'll go in there and then you'll see more rentals in the MLS, and then the listing agent of the rental, back in Philadelphia, they were called fee rentals when that I remember, or something, where basically where you pay commission, either a half month or a full month for a procurement of a good tenant. So this could be a viable way to make a living without the stress of doing a full real estate transaction. The rental agents that I know who focused on this in some big metro areas, they don't have to sit and wait for closing, appraisers, mortgage contingencies, home inspections. They just find a good place for the tenant, assuming they're qualified and the credit score is good, and they're done. They're signing the lease, and then they're getting their commission, their rental fee, within a few days in most cases. So it could be a good thing if you're looking around right now just for extra income, right there. The other note I made here is ads with dogs and cats will get engagement. So thinking like an advertiser going to running a Facebook ad or doing a TikTok video, YouTube video, what's better than a goofy old Great Dane or something in an ad, to really get people clicking and liking, which could cause an ad to go viral. And, I assume the cost per lead will be pretty cheap here. And then I don't have this, not a lot of competition. Nobody else is doing this, right? And by nobody, I mean very few. Could be one or two people in your market are. So, most real estate practitioners, as we know, they don't niche down. They're just counting on working with buyers and sellers. It's as niche as they get, right? So you have an opportunity to kind of, draw a line in the sand and say, hey, this is what I do, and become known as that person. So you could potentially become known as the person who services pet-friendly rentals. And I will mention, this doesn't just imply that you're only going to do rentals. This goes into pet-friendly condos, right? There are a lot of homeowners associations that don't allow pets, so it could transition into that. And I just want to reiterate, don't assume you're going to get stuck doing rentals all day with the leads you generate from this. It's just you're attracting people who are potentially home buyers or sellers in the future into your fold. And this could be a good hook to get them in. It could be somebody opts in for your pet-friendly rental ad, and they're like, yeah, no, I'm qualified to get a mortgage. I'm just kind of on the fence, and I haven't been able to find something good, So I was thinking again, a rental now, but who knows? Maybe you find them something, right? So don't assume that you're going to be stuck doing rentals all day. Veronica's saying in mobile homes, that's a really good point too. Pet-friendly mobile homes is a really good idea along these lines. So with this niche, think about this as a hook. Like with a lot of the niches we talk about building growth systems, it's not necessarily the thing that you're going to be stuck doing for the rest of your career. It's just a good hook to get you into conversation with people about real estate who might buy or sell with you someday and refer you people someday. So, and this one seems fun, especially if you're a pet lover. If you're into pets, then this could also be a lot of fun if you're a dog or cat lover or pig lover or whatever pets people have. And then the last thing I have is it's an opportunity to serve a starving crowd. Meaning people who need a pet-friendly rental don't have a lot of options. They don't have a lot of people who really want to help them out. All right. But they're a starving crowd, and they're probably a financially qualified crowd in a lot of cases. It's not very easy to go adopt a pet from, in a lot of cases, like you need to have your stuff together. So you're not, you could be dealing with some really good prospects. So I put a quote up here. It says, I myself want only one advantage, and if you will give it to me, I will whip the pants off all of you when it comes to selling burgers, right? So he's talking about burgers here. What advantage do you want, they ask? The only advantage I want, I reply, is a starving crowd. So that was just a quote from Gary Halbert, who's a really, really famous, well-known deceased copywriter. But if you do have time, read and watch anything related to Gary Halbert. He's got this Gary Halbert letter, which he did in the 80s, that I think is available freely online, and in a bunch of books out there. And his sons kind of manage all his content. But I definitely will give a plug for this stuff. I've learned a lot about copywriting and marketing in general just from checking out Gary Halbert's stuff. But the idea of this starving crowd concept is, hey, life is kind of easy when you have somebody who really needs what you got. And I think we've got a starving crowd here, people who need a pet-friendly rental. So cool. So let's get started. Like I'm gonna do a few marketing things. I'm not gonna build the whole funnel today, but let me just start. Let's play with this idea together. And the first place that I'll start is the easy low-hanging fruit, doesn't cost anything, would be to do a social post on Facebook offering a list of pet-friendly rentals. Let's start there. So I'm going to go into KV Core. And, I'm not sure. I definitely saw this on the front end of KV Core where you can choose rentals that are pet friendly. If that could be specific to my MLS, if you're not able to do this, there is a workaround that I'll mention in a minute. But let's go look in the lead engine here, and we'll go build squeeze page. And I just want to see if I have, if we have it built into the options in here. If not, I'll show you the way that I'll build the list, my backup. See, it's actually not here. And this is pretty niche. So a lot of times the really kind of focused stuff like this might not be in the squeeze or link squeeze builder here. A ton of stuff is, but when you run into a hurdle like that, and I did this before just to make sure I wasn't going to get stuck here with you guys, but I went in and I checked more options here on the search on my site. And I grabbed, did my area. So I'll just do a whole county. Oh, come on. You're giving me this issue where it's not finding the county. It's very frustrating. We'll just do a city here. And then we'll do uncheck all these other options. So it's just rentals. And you'll see down here, rental options allows pets. So at some point, somebody who probably uses KV Core and my MLS probably requested that this was added, and you might be able to do that. But the way that I got to this page to answer Melissa's question, I just went to my website, my KV Core website, and I just ran a search from the front end, not to the lead engine. So the lead engine, if that's what you were asking, that's under lead engine, and then it's build squeeze. But I couldn't find the pet friendly option there, so I'm just going to the front of my site. And what I'm trying to do is create a list of these properties that I can offer out there on social media and in other ways. So I'm going to click apply filters. So it found 146, which is nice. I like to sort my stuff. You can sort it by lowest to high. But all of these, as far as the MLS knows, explicitly allow pets. Okay, when they were entering into the MLS. So now I can go over to Facebook. Okay. And I can do property search, property list of the day. St. Pete, Florida rentals, rental homes and condos that allow pets, right? And then I'll put the link equals. And then because this is, we can really have fun with this if we want. We could do a video, a funny GIF of a pet or something with a pet. I'm just going to save time. I'll grab a picture of Mouse here, a Dane guy. Put it down here. And okay, do this. Oh, my wife's going to be mad. I didn't realize she was in the background there. She won't ever know. And I'll go like this. Well, she'll probably see it on Facebook and yell at me, but whatever. And then we'll post it here. So get a picture of a pet, right? If you want, you could get a funny, image of a dog doing something silly, like funny dog GIFs, and use that as your creative. That would probably be better and not get me in trouble at home. But, grab like, here we go. Here, let's do this. I've got the time. Wait, where'd he go? Where'd he go? Copy image address. Little tangent, guys, but let's grab this guy. And then we'll grab and I know this might seem like I'm wasting a few extra minutes doing this, but really this stuff matters, when you're posting socially, especially. Like it could be the difference between 10 people noticing your post and 100, or 1,000 people noticing your post. So I don't think it's the craziest thing to obsess over this a little. So what I'm doing is one of my favorite tricks is I'm using my screencasting software to take a quick video of an animated image, and I'm going to make this the creative that goes with my ad. So I'm hitting record real quick. All right, hit done. And Ivy just said, I like it. Well, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get our friends to like it, right? Because the more people who like and engage with the post, the more, other people might also do the same. So let's just see. We'll cut out the end there. And then if I really want to have a little more fun with it, I can use the little edit tool here. Pet friendly rentals in St. Pete. Woof. All right. I'll make it a big ugly color in the background. You guys don't, you don't want to spend all day trying to do this, but having a little fun with it. Or like this. Probably a little overkill, but yeah, you can watch, Melissa, you can watch your replay later if you have to run. So pet friendly, add, publish that, and we'll go back to Facebook. Again, the static image of a dog would probably be fine, but just having a little fun. All right, so I got to add this. Cool. So in a second, the video will load, and then I'll have done my social post. I can take the same social post over to LinkedIn, Twitter, wherever I want. The interesting thing about doing a video like that is once we get into TikTok, I'm kind of brushing up a little on TikTok's Business Manager, and we'll share that with you guys. But this might be the kind of stuff that also plays well there. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So that would be one thing. And what you could do is you could resend, if you decide this is your niche, you could just do an updated list of that maybe once a week, twice a week, and then always use a different funny animal image or video, right? And there's so many of them online. And you'll kind of get to be known with people as the person who does that. Oh, I know who does that, whenever somebody needs a pet-friendly rental. So there's, as you can see here, just one simple Google, there's tons of options. We could look at funny dog pictures all day. So the next thing I could do is I could definitely email this list out, right? Because everybody's going to know somebody who's in this situation. I promise. Everybody's going to know one person in their market who's struggling to find a place to live right now with a pet, or they're going to know somebody in the next month or two. So I can go into marketing, and I can go into schedule mass email, schedule email. I'll send all my contacts who are in active lead status and new lead status, and I'll just do pet friendly St. Pete pet friendly rentals list. Hi, I was searching. I was poking around the website, and this is interesting. So I'll do the website. I'll link to my site. This kind of it keeps trying to link that, which is a little frustrating. Okay, poke around the website this morning and noticed a filter for pet friendly rentals. So I took a look and noticed there was actually a pretty good number of homes and condos in St. Pete for rent that allow pets right now. If you'd like to check out the list, you can click here to see it now. Woof. Ryan. So something like that, just short, right? Click here to see it now. And what do you think will happen, with this kind of offer? Anybody who is actually looking for a pet-friendly rental is no doubt going to click on this and get in touch. But there's actually a really good chance they're going to forward this email, right? And I could even say PS, feel free to forward this email to anyone you know who might need a pet friendly rental. Thanks. So again, what are we doing here? I know, even me sitting here, I'm like, I don't really want to send this because then I might spend my whole weekend showing rentals to people. But the idea here is if you really want to engage past leads, if you want to engage your wider database, if you need a hook to try to create a different type of business, if you're struggling to find homes for the buyers you have right now, this is one of those things that would get people talking to you. You're solving a problem. Now, with solving a problem, that implies that you might have to work a little bit to serve and to help people out. But every time you serve and you help people out, that there's a nice cycle to that. That's why a lot of us are in the business, where you help somebody with their pet-friendly rental need right now, and then they're referring their $1 million uncle to you, because they think you're awesome. So, this isn't just about being stuck showing rentals all weekend. But it's a nice. I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. And this would be an email that I would send to my whole list if I wanted this kind of this business. So I'll just put this script on the document here, just so we have it later. Yeah, there it is. So script. And this actual script, you could use this for any niche, really, right? I was poking around. I noticed this filter, or I had a buyer who was looking for XYZ, and I figured that I found an interesting list of properties. I figured I'd share a list with you too. So that's just an interesting idea for something cool that you might send somebody on a regular basis from your via mass email. So yeah, just two ideas there. Of course, the Facebook ad could very, very easily, the Facebook post could very easily be turned into an ad, right? So I would run the same exact creative as an ad. And all the stuff we teach in Next Level about running Facebook lead form ads, and the growth system webinar, the open house one that I did a few weeks ago. If you missed that, it's in the list of replays. That flow you can easily use with this creative, and I would expect a very healthy response to that ad in terms of cost per lead. Probably somewhere down in the $1 to $2 per lead range, because it is a starving crowd and it's something that a lot of people need. So what you'll probably get, I'll run the ad later today, but what you'll probably get is people tagging their friends, who need it, and you're gonna get a lot of likes and engagement just because it's a cute dog on the couch doing his thing. So cool. What's everybody think? So I'm gonna leave that idea there. Perhaps I'll run the ad tonight and I'll update you guys on how it performs. Patricia's asking, can you get rid of the long link? Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Because I didn't use the squeeze link builder, I would have to use my own shortener for this to get rid of the link, I think. Now, there are ways to pull parameters out of this to make it shorter, but I don't want to kind of go down that rabbit hole. I could do how this stuff isn't needed, but you guys would need to know the kind of how these look. So I'm not going to worry about that. But you could, if you're geeky and you're comfortable messing with parameters, you can kind of tell by looking at it. Like, you need the pets option. We don't need keywords. Could make it shorter like that. So by listings price. It'll probably still work, but yeah, otherwise I'm not sure. Use your own Bitly. Yeah, Patricia, definitely a Bitly, or I wanted to say goo.gl. Man, that used to be my favorite, but they got rid of it. Goo.gl. Anybody else use that way back? So yeah, pet friendly rentals, just food for thought. Rentals in general, niching down pet friendly. Think about where maybe that could go. And it could also go into pet-friendly condos and mobile homes, on the resale side, where you're not just doing rentals, but you could become the pet-friendly person. And it just lends itself so nicely to doing really fun marketing, because you get to play with pets. See, there's my grandma liking the post, and she shared it. My grandma always shares the posts. All right. Let's see. I'm going to scroll back here. Now we'll do our Q&A. Melissa says, how did you get to this page? Let me see. How did I get from KV Core to Facebook? Oh, I just typed Facebook in. I just went to facebook.com in my browser. I didn't, there's no link. There was no link for KV Core to answer that question. Demetria. Okay. So Andrew's asking, is there a tab in KV Core that has holiday templates? I think the template library will have some. So where you would go, I think you would go into marketing, into the smart campaigns, maybe start there and then go to templates. There's a few places. And then if you, I guess you would actually go to the KV Core library and maybe search holiday. I think I'm leading you guys astray here. 1 second. I don't think that's right, and I apologize. Let me go to marketing. I'm trying to get to the email builder. So I guess the best way, maybe go to the scheduled mass emails thing again. And if you search templates in here and type holiday, you'll see some that pop up, you know, different names. And you'll see the advanced editor will pop up here. There's probably a better way to do that, but it's not occurring to me right now. So the scheduled mass email, and you go to templates. When you're building out templates for your smart campaigns, it would kind of look the same. So that's kind of why I went to all marketing first. So if I go to smart campaigns and I go to templates and I go to add a template, let's go to the advanced editor. I think I can search. Yeah, I'm getting myself down a rabbit hole here. Yeah, the only way to access the way that you just saw me do it may be to go to the schedule mass email. Sorry. The replays of these sessions can be found at insiderealestate.com/webinars, a good number of them. And then there's some stuff that only makes it into the next level members area, which can be accessed and learned about from the KV Core marketplace. But here's that link, insiderealestate.com. And I'll get this one in that playlist after the session today. We had a good week last week and then a good week the week before. The week before was retargeting. Last week we did kind of a hodgepodge of stuff, re-engaging old leads on Thursday, behavioral automations. Definitely check those out if you have time. I don't usually email after the session. I don't know if Zoom does automatically. It might, but this is the link. Cool. Andrew's asking for the Excel sheet with the previous tutorials on KV Core. Oh, there is a sheet inside of the Quick Start course. I think that's what you're referring to, that I've seen the training team using. So if I go into Agent Quick Start, I think they have a list with all the. I can share that with you guys. Webinar replays, click here to access the replays. I'll just give this link, it'll hop you into the course. And down at the bottom, there's all these Quick Start recordings there. Oh, thanks, Raphael. Oh, that's great. So Raphael, maybe you'll share that on Wednesday. I don't know if everybody can see your comment, but you created a no homeowners association ad. That's a really cool niche. Yeah, that's a good idea. So condo complexes with no HOA or low HOA. Yeah. Cool. Wednesday, I'm going to have Raphael on. Dimitri's asking what the plan is for this week. I'm going to have Raphael on it. Raphael's been working on, as he just said, a no HOA ad, and he's got his Home Partners of America funnel we might look at. So we're just kind of do interview style. Tomorrow, I don't know. I'll probably let you guys know if I get around to running an ad for this Pet Friendly, how that goes. If anybody has any suggestions, let me know. I am looking into TikTok ads, but just it's kind of like I just started looking into it today. I just kind of want to have time. I might table that till next week. But that's just a look at what's coming up. And if anybody has any requests for what you'd like covered on these sessions, go ahead and let me know. But yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of other questions, so we can make it a short session and everybody can get back to work if you want. Oh, that link that I put Veronica, was probably because it's it probably goes into the quick start course. So let me get you a better link. I bet you I have direct access to it. Here, I'll get you the Google Sheet link to that. Here it is. Okay, here's that link. Sorry about that. Thanks for the plug, Raphael. You're posting only to me though. Zoom does that thing like where if you it gets stuck on hosts and panelists, so everybody can't see what you're posting. But he just said that the mastermind is phenomenal. He's always asking. Thank you, Raphael. Veronica, there's that link. All right. Well, I'm gonna call it a day at a half hour. Well, that half hour is enough today. Maybe you guys just food for thought on the pet friendly idea. If you're ever kind of really hurting for activity with your leads, with your existing database, maybe you just want to send this out as an email just one time and you don't make it your full niche. But it's definitely something I think people will respond to. So, all right.